Hello, my name is not important, and that is intentional. What matters is that I survived a world most people only whisper about. I greet you today not as a teacher, not as a preacher, but as a former witch who walked deeply into darkness and somehow found a way out. As 2026 approaches, many of you feel a strange pressure in your spirit, like time itself is holding its breath. I know that feeling because I once learned how seasons, years, and transitions are used spiritually. What I am about to share is not motivation, it is revelation. Stay with me because the first 7 days of 2026 are not ordinary, and what you do in them echoes far beyond what your eyes can see. When I was initiated, I was taught that the first days of a new year are gates, not metaphors, actual spiritual entry points. Whatever you consistently agree with during those days becomes permission written into your year. We would fast, chant, observe, and make declarations, not for peace, but for control. I remember standing in candlelight as leaders spoke about how humans unknowingly surrender authority through habits, words, and silence. So when I warn you now, understand this: if darkness plans during these days, light must also be intentional. You cannot drift into 2026 asleep and expect clarity, protection, or favor to accidentally find you. On the first day of the year, silence is more powerful than noise. I was trained to listen before acting because listening aligns you with influence. What you must do is withdraw from chaos. No arguments, no reckless scrolling, no careless speech. Words spoken on the first day were once recorded in rituals because they set tone. Speak life deliberately. Bless your home out loud. Bless your body. Bless your future, even if you don't feel hopeful. Darkness feeds on emotional confession more than belief. So if you feel fear, do not narrate it. Choose restraint. The year listens when you think it doesn't. The second day is about separation. In witchcraft, we would sever unwanted energies from the previous cycle so they would not follow us. You must do the same, but without rituals, through decision. Identify what drained you in 2025 and refuse to carry it forward. This is not denial, it is authority. Clean your physical space because environments hold memory. Open windows, let light in. Remove objects tied to pain. As strange as it sounds, spirits recognize when a human makes a clear boundary. When you clean intentionally, you are not just organizing, you are evicting what no longer has permission. By the third day, resistance appears. I remember this clearly. The moment a person chooses change, distractions multiply: fatigue, irritation, unexpected drama. This is the day you must discipline your focus. Limit who has access to you. Protect your mind. In the occult, we exploited mental exhaustion because tired people surrender faster. Rest is not laziness, it is defense. Sleep properly. Eat consciously. Avoid intoxicants. You are stabilizing your inner ground. If you lose balance here, The rest of the week weakens. Strength is built quietly, not emotionally. The fourth day is alignment. This is where intention meets direction. In my former life, we would map outcomes not by hope but by agreement. You must write clearly what kind of year you are choosing, not vague wishes, clear declarations. Peace, discipline, health, provision, truth. Read them aloud. Darkness hates clarity because clarity removes loopholes. When you speak aligned words repeatedly, your subconscious and spirit begin to cooperate. This is not manifestation, it is alignment. You are deciding who you will be before circumstances try to decide for you. Day 5 is exposure. This is uncomfortable. In occult practice, hidden things were protected because secrecy sustains power. Light dismantles it. On this day, you must confront what you have been avoiding: habits, lies, patterns. Acknowledge them honestly without shame. Shame is a trap, awareness is freedom. Speak truth to yourself. Ask for forgiveness if you believe in prayer. Forgive others deliberately. Forgiveness is not weakness. It cuts cords. I watched strong curses collapse when forgiveness entered a situation. What you release here will not chase you later. The sixth day is reinforcement. Whatever you've chosen must now be guarded. This is when we would seal intentions in rituals. You seal yours through consistency. Repeat your declarations. Maintain boundaries. Choose calm over reaction. Understand this: not every attack looks dark. Sometimes it looks like opportunity that pulls you off alignment. Discernment matters. Protect your peace fiercely. The enemy of your future will try to negotiate, not confront. Say no without guilt. Authority does not explain itself. The seventh day completes the cycle. Completion is powerful. Rest intentionally. Gratitude is essential here. In darkness, we avoided gratitude because it strengthens the human spirit. Be thankful. Even for survival, gratitude stabilizes what you've established. Reflect quietly. Do not rush. This day locks the pattern. When you honor completion, you prevent repetition. This is how cycles are broken. I am telling you this because I once used these principles against people. Now I reveal them so you can stand aware, protected, and intentional as 2026 opens before you. By the end of this first week, something subtle but strong begins to shift. You may not see fireworks, but you will feel clarity. Confusion weakens. Anxiety loosens its grip. This is how protection actually works. Quietly, consistently, deliberately. I am not asking you to fear darkness. I am asking you to stop being ignorant of timing. The first 7 days are not magical, but they are influential, and influence is where battles are decided before they become visible. I share this because silence would make me complicit. I escaped witchcraft, but knowledge does not disappear when chains break. It transforms into responsibility. You deserve to enter 2026 awake, not reactive, prepared, not pressured. You don't need to know everything. You just need to be intentional early. That alone disrupts many unseen plans formed against distracted lives. If you feel unsettled listening to this, that is not fear. It is awareness activating. Sit with it. Do not dismiss it. You are not late. You are right on time to choose differently. The first 7 days are your foundation. What you build there determines what stands when storms arrive. I will continue revealing what comes next because there is more you must understand about the months that follow. After the seventh day, many people relax, believing the work is done. That assumption is dangerous. In my former life, we counted on that exact moment when vigilance faded. What you establish in the first week must now be carried forward consciously. The second week of January determines whether your foundation hardens or cracks. Pay attention to recurring thoughts during this time. Thoughts are invitations. Not every thought is yours, and not every emotion deserves agreement. Observe without absorbing. When something tries to pull you back into old reactions, recognize it as a test of permanence. Stability is proven over time, not declared once. One thing I must tell you clearly is this: consistency frustrates darkness more than intensity ever could. I saw people panic spiritually, perform dramatic acts, then collapse from exhaustion. Those were easy to reclaim. But the ones who moved calmly, daily, intentionally, those were difficult to penetrate. Your power in 2026 will not come from loud moments, but from repeated choices. Wake up with intention. Sleep with reflection. This rhythm forms a barrier. Chaos looks for irregularity. When your life becomes predictable in discipline, intrusion becomes harder. As weeks pass, you may feel isolated. This is normal. When alignment shifts, some connections loosen naturally. In witchcraft, we identified people whose social circles were changing because it meant influence was being interrupted. Do not chase what falls away. Grieve if you must, but do not retrieve what was released. Some people are seasonal, not permanent. Holding on to expired relationships opens doors you just closed. Trust the separation. What aligns will return in a healthier form, or something better will replace it. Midway through the year, unexpected opportunities may arise. Be cautious. Not every open door is favor. Some are distractions designed to redirect your path subtly. In my past, redirection was more effective than opposition. Ask yourself, does this strengthen what I committed to in January or weaken it? If it pulls you away from peace, discipline, or clarity, reconsider. Urgency is often bait. True alignment does not rush you into confusion. You are allowed to pause before deciding. Power respects patience. There will also be moments when fear resurfaces without reason. This does not mean you are failing. It means something recognizes that you are no longer easily influenced. Fear is often the last tool used when access has been restricted. Do not dramatize it. Sit with it calmly. Fear shrinks when it is observed rather than obeyed. In rituals, we relied on panic because panic bypasses logic. Calm dismantles manipulation. You are not under attack. You are under transition. One of the strongest protections you can maintain throughout 2026 is honesty with yourself. Self-deception creates openings faster than ignorance ever could. If something feels wrong, investigate it gently. If you make mistakes, correct them quickly without shame. Darkness thrives where guilt festers. Correction restores authority. You are not expected to be perfect. You are expected to be aware. Awareness keeps you sovereign over your life. Let me speak about your home. Your living space matters more than you realize. Homes absorb emotional residue. Make it a place of peace. Reduce noise. Be mindful of what plays in the background. Music, videos, conversations. Sound programs the atmosphere. In my former practices, sound was never accidental. Choose what feeds calm and clarity. When your environment supports you, external pressure weakens. Protection is layered, not singular. As months unfold, gratitude must remain active, not forced positivity, but genuine recognition of progress. Gratitude anchors blessings. Without it, gains drift. I saw this repeatedly. People would receive relief, then return to complaint, reopening doors they didn't realize they'd closed. Gratitude does not deny struggle, it prevents bitterness. Bitterness is one of the most corrosive states for the human spirit. Guard against it fiercely. By the end of 2026, you should be able to look back and recognize how different you responded to situations compared to previous years. That difference is evidence of growth. You may not have everything you wanted, but you will have something far more valuable. Stability. Stability is what allows blessings to stay. Unstable foundations cannot sustain increase. This is why preparation always comes before expansion. I did not share these things to frighten you. Fear weakens discernment. I shared them because knowledge removes vulnerability. You are not powerless. You never were. Many systems rely on people forgetting that truth. When you remember who you are and act intentionally, many unseen pressures lose their leverage. Awareness is liberation. If you are watching this and something inside you feels activated, listen to it. Not with panic, but with curiosity. You were meant to hear this now. Timing matters. And the fact that you stayed until this point tells me you are not asleep anymore. You are becoming conscious of how much influence you actually carry over your life. I walked away from witchcraft because I saw how humans were being used without their consent. Through ignorance, not weakness. I speak now to return that consent to you. Choice is your greatest defense. Use it wisely. Use it early. Use it consistently. As 2026 unfolds, remember this protection is not paranoia. It is awareness paired with intention. You do not need to fight shadows when you walk in clarity. Stand firm in what you chose during the first 7 days, and let the year unfold from that foundation. Thank you for listening. If this message resonated with you, do not ignore it. Reflection is the beginning of transformation. Stay awake, stay grounded, and remember, you are far more powerful than you were ever taught to believe.